Hello, friends. I know I look kind of ridiculous, but I didn't always look this way. Not all day. It was just since less than 2 hours ago. But anyway, so I wanted to do a CD collection video and a vinyl collection video. Well, I want to do two different videos, but this is the vinyl video. But anyway. So I think the year's coming to an end. So if I want to make my 2019 video, I gotta do it soon. So this is the video. So the funny thing is, I don't even have a vinyl like a record player. So I haven't even listened to any of these. I know what vinyl sounds like. I just haven't heard it in person. So, but anyway, but that doesn't well, anyway. So unlike my CD collection, my vinyl collection, they're in order in the order that I got them. So, because at first I didn't have them. Oh, anyway, so the first vinyl I got was Panic at the Disco, not Fever Can't Put Up, Death of a Bachelor, and this is when I was when I was first getting into Panic at the Disco, I liked more of generally all of their music instead of specific. Now there's specific albums that I like more, you know, but I used to, first when I heard Panic at the Disco, this was when I was young and naive, and I was like, well, if this song by this band is good, then this must mean the whole entire band's, all of their work is good. So I thought I can go to the store and I can get any Panic at the Disco vinyl, and I'll like the way it sounds. I mean, I do like that one, but that's just some philosophy for you. But oh, darn it! Anyway, this just I don't want you to see me being a fool, but let me just fix my mistake here. Alright, so anyway, then we have Vices and Virtues. At this point, I don't really like Vices and Virtues. Well, it's not that I don't like it, I just don't like it, you know what I mean? It's not my favorite, but this is when I was young and naive, and I thought if I like this album, I should like any album. But, yep. And so, the next one is, Take a Vacation by the Young Vanes. I really liked this album. It was so it was kind of like an indie sound, but it was this is the first time I heard the way it sounded. It was pretty I really liked it, and it's very chill, you know. If you're not I don't listen to specific music if I'm sad, listening to sad music. If I'm angry, listening to hardcore music. But if it's just that music is just pretty chill, and so that's the third one. And then we have the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour. This is also when I thought that if I liked any song or album by the Beatles, that I'd like any album. This one isn't too bad. There's a lot of songs on here. This is when I was a young, naive Beatles fan. So I saw a few songs that I knew, and I was like, oh, Hello, Goodbye, you know, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, All You Need Is Love. I was like, oh, these are hits, right? So I should like this. But, yeah, and so... yeah, I mean, I can't say how it's... I haven't listened to it. I don't have a vinyl player, a record player. But, anyway. And then, oh, darn it. You know what? I can't... My clout. Anyway. Anyway. This is, Pretty Odd, by, Panic at the Disco. Okay. When I bought this one, I'm pretty sure that's also when I bought A Few of You Can't Sweat Out. But for months, I have not found the A Few of You Can't Sweat Out. But I bought it again, which you will see later. But anyway, so this is Pretty Odd. See, at this point, I had some kind of understanding that I liked Pretty Odd, but anyway. And then, next one we have is The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. I think the art on here is very, in depth, you know? It's kind of it's on, the back, too. Oh, is that a sousaphone? I never realized that. But anyway, I really liked this album, not back in the day, but, I really liked it. It was, it was, not last summer, but maybe summer before that. But anyway, I listened to it 3 times in one day one time. Then after 3 weeks, I don't know. Now I'm more into 3 Cheers and Bullets and stuff, but this one I really liked. And so that's kind of when I got into My Chemical Romance. But anyway. And so then I have Buddha by Blink-182. I love this. You know what? I really like Blink-182's earlier albums. Like, so this is almost like a pre-Cheshire Cat, because it already has like a lot of songs, like Carousel and TV String, like all like. Anyway, but I mean, I know they consider this to be like one of their albums, like when they did 9, and Mark was saying why they called it 9, because one of the reasons was they had like 9, like their 9th album, and they counted Buddha. But I don't really consider. I know it's kind of like exactly like Cheshire Cat, but like I don't know. But I don't consider this to be like a studio album, but I do love this, and so yeah. And then the next one, this is really Manic Pixie Dream Girl by Dollskin. I got this at Warped Tour. So before Warped Tour, I had never really been to like a concert. Like my mother took me to like a violin concert when I was like, I don't know, in like 5th grade. But anyway, so Warped Tour, like 2018, right? The last Warped Tour. The last Warped Tour was my first Warped Tour. And before then, I was under the impression that to enjoy a live show, you had to already know the songs, right? But Dollskin, I didn't really know any of their songs. I did listen to, like when I was listening to the Warped Tour bands to figure out which bands I wanted to go see, I did listen to them. And the reason why I held out the list of the band's pictures, and I thought, well, this is one of the bands where their picture doesn't look stupid, so let me click on the band. And then I listened to their song, like Persephone, which I just loved, where it's like, my dear, I feel you're quite confused. You know, that was just great. But anyway, so I went to Warped Tour. And what happened was, it was after they performed, they were like, blah, 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 go back to our merch table, blah, 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 and we'll sign stuff and take pictures and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. But then, I think Big Real Fish, they were playing after them. Not directly after, but after them. And so I wanted to see Big Real Fish play Take On Me, because I like loved that song, right? I still do, and so I was like rushing there, and then, what happened was, there was like someone, like, I realized the line was getting shorter, because it took me a while to get there. I don't know what I was doing, but anyway. And then I guess someone that was like, I think their photographer, they were like, did you want to get a picture with Dollskin or whatever? And I was like, yeah. And so they told the person in front of me to give me this piece of paper, which I have. I don't know where it is. It might be in here, actually. Anyway, and it says, I'm the last person in line. So the other person in front of me was the last person in line, and then just because I was there, they gave me, so I was the last person in line, which is in the picture that I have with them. But anyway, and so I wanted them to sign something, but I didn't have anything for them to sign. So I was like, if I buy this vinyl, will you sign it? And they're like, sure. And then, I think, was it Megan? No, it was Nicole. Nicole asked me, what's your name? And I said Meilani, and she was like, oh, that's so pretty. Then she was like, how do you spell it? And I told her, and then so it says to Meilani, and then they all signed it, and I was like, oh, this is so great. But anyway, and so that's that one. I love that one. And then, you know, actually, that was the first time, well, not the first time, but anyway, I had bought that vinyl, and I had not listened to their album, but that's the whole, I just wanted them to sign something, right? So I listened to their album, and I was like, man, why did I buy that vinyl? I hate this. Not I hate it, but you know what I mean? And then I listened to it again, and I was like, oh, this is so great. And then I listened to it again, and I was like, oh, this is bad. I listened to it again, and I was like, oh, this is great. Like, anyway. But, and then we do have, Cheshire Cat by Blink-182. A lot of the stuff is in here is like really funny, where they have like nicknames for each other, like oh darn it, I didn't put down my notifications, but anyway, and so yeah, and so so they have like different nicknames for each other and stuff, and there's this one thing in here that says on the last darn it, okay, anyway. On the last day of recording in Hollywood, Mark had diarrhea and was locked out of the studio. He was forced to break into a porta potty at a nearby construction site using a crowbar. And so, yeah, it's pretty funny. And then, after that is when I bought, for the second time, I'm pretty sure, Panic at the Disco, A Few of You Cunts Put Out. This is my favorite Panic at the Disco album. I love this album so much. Yeah, that's all I really had to say. But, yeah, that's that one. And then, this is Nirvana MTV Unplugged, 180-gram vinyl. Not that I would have much reference to what that means. I'm pretty sure it's like better quality or whatever, but anyway. And so, yeah. I think this is the first Nirvana vinyl I got, because I saw it in like Barnes and Nobles, I think. I think it's like, I don't know what it was. It's like not bestseller, but something it is. But anyway, so this is MTV Unplugged, and then I have Last Splash by Breeders. When I first got into the Breeders, the first album I listened to was Pod. And so when I first listened to Last Splash, I listened to Cannonball, and like it sounded too like, I don't know, like it just didn't sound the same as Pod, and so I didn't really like it as much. But then when I started liking individual songs on here, like No Aloha and stuff like that, I love Flipside actually, but then I started to get more into like the sound of Last Splash, and so yeah, so this is Last Splash. And then the next two ones I have are like Blink-182. This is Lemmings, and this is the one where they have the one with the other band on the other side. But yeah, this is Lemmings, and so yeah, I got this on like eBay, I think. Wait, did I? Yeah. And then also I got another 7-inch Feeling This. Yeah, and side 2 is Violence, but yeah. And so after that, there's more Blink-182. If that wasn't enough, I got Enema of the State. This one I got when they had like all their 20th anniversary stuff, so I got like a hoodie too. But on the vinyl itself is really pretty. It's like a pill. It's like red and blue. Or is it red and white? But yeah, I think it's red and white. But anyway, I don't want you to see me being a fool, so I'll just get out of the camera. But anyway, so this is what it looks like. Pretty fancy, but yeah, so don't want you to see me being a fool, so I'll get, oh darn it, I can't touch it, darn it, let me just I'll fix this later. But anyway, let me just ow, okay, so anyway, and then we have Baby Metal Galaxy. So I pre-ordered this, and I don't usually pre-order stuff, but I love Baby Metal's first album, and then Metal Resistance, I love that too. And I thought, you know what, Baby Metal has never done me wrong, so what is like, why shouldn't I pre-order it? So I did pre-order it, so I got this, right? And then I also got the alright you guys, so guess what happened? Alright friends, so I was just having a small problem with my cellular device, and you know, it's like my battery says that, like, not my battery, my phone says that like there's no storage, but I have storage. Like I checked, my screenshots have gone down to like under 6,000. Like I don't even know, but it's like 1 something in the morning now, and I am just so done right now. I was just so cold, but anyway. Now I'm recording the video on my school-sanctioned ePad. So, but anyway. So as I was saying, I have the Baby Metal Galaxy, and this is the transparent vinyl. And so, yep. And then this is not my day. Anyway, then I have Bleach by Nirvana. I love this. This is just, you know what, it's funny because I think when I got my Nirvana, like when I started getting CDs, if it wasn't Incesticide, then Nevermind had to be like one of the first I got. But I don't have Nevermind on vinyl. It's kind of funny. But anyway, and then I have Live Through This by Hole, which is like the only Hole album that I like. So anyway, not that I've listened to all of them, but anyway, and then we have 3 Tears for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance. I absolutely love this album. It's so great. Yeah. And then the last one I have is Boxcar Racer vinyl. This album is just so great. It's honestly funny how I like that album more than I like, you know what? It's funny because the Blink-182 side projects, like not like Transplants and stuff, but specifically like Plus 44 and Boxcar Racer, I like more than, like, I don't know, it's a weird flex, but anyway. So now I have to figure out how to post this video with videos from my ePad and from my cellular device, so maybe I'll just have to do the video all over again, which is not going to be fun. But, but anyway, have a nice day.